Hey Fuzzy Goat family, Melissa here in Thomasville, Georgia. I'm back on a Tuesday. I'm on track, I'm on schedule, a little late, so sorry about that. I had a fabulous weekend. I went up to the Nash Yarn Fest and got some good ideas and got some stuff I'm gonna play around with and see what happens. But I'm so excited when I came back in today to the shop, because you know we're closed Mondays. We got a new order in of our bombs. So you're gonna have to just wait. I'm gonna smell every one of them. So this one is bergamot and pine. And it's not, there's a very gentle scent. It's not very strong, because I know bergamot can be strong, but that's a nice balance. That's a nice one. So that's bergamot and pine. So I'm just gonna go through these real quick. Still one of that one might, I'm gonna have to try that one out, because that one might be on my top of the list. But this black tea and bergamot is actually one of my favorites. It's a yellow. These are all up online. And you know, I'm kind of torn between the tin and the one that you dial up or roll up or whatever. This is a nice one too. This is my mom's favorite. This is Night Sky. And it's very, yeah, it's good too. It's kind of, to me, it's a calming kind of scent. So I think it might have some lavender in it. We have patchouli. Patchouli can be strong. I know that for sure. Patchouli woods. And it's not too strong. It has a little bit of woodsy. I go towards the woodsy, I don't know if you call it manly scent, but this one is patchouli and woods. Yep. Can't wait. Okay, so I'm just showing you the tins first. And then this one we got fresh air, because some people, you know, want maybe, this is very gentle, soft air. And Renee, hello Renee is watching. Renee M, we'll say Renee M. And she likes the bergamot and tea as well.
Oh, I love bergamot.
Yeah, yeah. Did you smell the new one we got?
Yes.
Then the pine?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one is fresh air for those people that just want just a little something. Yeah, very gentle. All right, and I got two more. Oh no, I don't. I just have one more. Oh, we do have back in the plum and amber. A lot of people like that one too. Yeah, this one's showing you. This one's a little on the sweet side. Not real sweet, but it's more on the sweet side. I know, Kathy, I love these things. I just cannot get enough. Cannot get enough. And then we do have some twist ups. So this is the pink grapefruit and peppercorn. That's a little bit sweet. Well, grapefruit, yeah. My mom, when she watches this, she's probably gonna be rolling her eyes, because she's like, what are you doing smelling stuff? I love it. So I can't not do it. Now this scent I do love too. This is one of my top ones, vetiver and cedarwood. This is, yeah. Okay. And I think I've mentioned before that vetiver is supposed to be good for focus. So, you know, if you're struggling with that. This is hoe wood and grapefruit, another grapefruit one. Yep. And then these are two new scents. Those are just reorders on the same scents we've had. This is, because some people, like, again, want something that, you know, this vanilla almond. I'll show you that one again. Vanilla almond, that's a nice scent. Not too vanilla-y, if that's a term that can be related to. Hey, Deborah, thanks for watching. You just finally appeared. Voila! Just like magic. And then this is honeycomb. Madeline and I were both like, I keep showing the wrong one. Surprised at this one. It does smell like honeycomb, but it's not a strong honey scent. But anyway, those are our new scents of our bombs, both the tin and then the roll up, I think is what we call it. So check those out. They are all up online. And then the other new thing, I have a couple new things I was gonna show you. We have been playing with these little cadence. Are these toolbox? What do we call these online? Sorry, I'm young. I should have looked. I'm sorry. I didn't look.
What do you want us to call them?
I mean, I think a tool kit, a toolbox. I mean, a tool kit. right? Because we're knitters kits. I don't know. Anyway, so we have our Fuzzy Goat label on them, metal. They also include in here a magnet, and you will adhere it to wherever you would like. So you could do it up here.
We call it a notion box, but I'm changing it to toolbox.
Toolbox. And then this, you could also put it on the bottom. So depending on where you want it. And there's little instructions in here to tell you what to do with that. So we have it in 4 colors. We have it in our Fuzzy Goat green, right? Fuzzy Goat green, yeah. Red, I love that. Lila, thank you for watching. And then this is also a Fuzzy Goat green, right? Yeah.
Yep.
They're all the same inside. Nice and sturdy. So I'm thinking this is something that my dogs could not destroy. So this might have to go next to my knitting bags. I do have a couple other bags there of my notions, and I do get nervous because I leave them open, and you never know, with all these wonderful smelling scents, they might get in there. And you just never know. They could sit there for months and be completely fine. Then all of a sudden, one of the dogs get mad at you, and then they tear it up. And then this is our last, this kind of gold, copper. Yeah, I knew that, copper. So yeah, so these are great little boxes. All right. Yeah, so I got to meet Arnie and Carlos. That was fabulous this weekend. I did a little class and learned a bunch of stuff. And there were a lot of yarn vendors. Well, it was a yarn fest. So yarn vendors and bags and things. So I'm bringing back some information to relay it on to Cadence, and we'll talk about it and make some decisions. But one thing that I did see, so the class was on, with Arnie and Carlos, was making your own sweater, like without a pattern, and having some design options. And that was very interesting, a lot of information, and not sure I'm ready to go to that next step, but maybe of just, you know, taking, oh, I like this, I like that, and this is my dimensions, and we're gonna go with it. But it was just a lot of fun being there with those people. I did, however, see this pattern. Can you see that here? At MDK, Modern Day Knitting, their headquarters, which is where the class was. Red, I know red is fabulous. All those colors are all fabulous, but red, that might be the one that's going to sit next to him. And here it is. It's a short sleeve cardigan. Can you see the detail is just on top? And of course there's buttons, and who doesn't love an opportunity to throw some buttons on a cardigan? So I fell in love with it. They had the sample there, and now I have to do my research because it was on Ravelry, so I thought I was good to go, but I think it's an E pattern. So stay tuned, I'm gonna figure that out. But this is actually pretty close to being on my needles, because this is a good segue here, put that down there. I got some yarn that I fell in love with up there. It's a DK weight. This is actually non-superwash, which I wanted to test again. Some non-superwash. I don't knit a lot with non-superwash. This is very soft and bouncy. This is my little gauge swatch for that sweater. And I got gauge. So trying to decide now how to get the pattern if I'm going to start it. So this yarn is something that I got there, and we are currently testing it out, interviewing it, playing with it. And one of the reasons was really because of the color, that I really like the color, very similar to the one in the picture. I tend to do that quite a bit. But let me show you yarns that we have in the shop that would be great for that sweater. The sweater is called the Calligraphy Cardigan. Calligraphy Cardigan. Oh, somebody was mentioning about designing my own yarn sweater. Not sure that, we'll see. We'll see. It does give you some freedom in knowing that you do need to know some certain measurements, and then you could go from there. So, you know, even if you're using an existing pattern, it gives you some freedom in making some adjustments. So let me put it that way, right? That just kind of feels good. All right, so let me show you. I think that pattern lends itself to more of a solid, but it doesn't have to be solid. I think something like this, you know, this is Fragrant from Madeline Tosh. And by the way, I am wearing the Look Squirrel pattern by Casapinka. So I was just going to show you some things we have in the shop. This is a very pretty, this is Seven Sisters. Why can't I pronounce this? Cloma? It's RDK. It's 100% organic Eco Wash Merino. So it's not quite non-superwash, but it's a friendlier superwash treatment is how I would like to describe it. This color is Madder, M-A-D-D-E-R. This yarn has, here's our yardage, 245 yards, which is nice. So that's one color from Seven Sisters. Here's another brilliant pink color, Rugosa. Ooh, that is pretty. That's pretty. These are all Seven Sisters, because I'm also going to show you some Sweet Georgia. This one is Corvus. That's a nice blue. Yeah, that's a nice blue. That would be pretty in that pattern too. And then we have, is this the last? No, I've got two more. Okay. This is teal one. Nice. And then lemongrass. I noticed when I put it up there, it looks really bright. It's really not quite that bright, you know, because I got closer, it's closer to the light. But anyway, so lemongrass would be lovely in that sweater, calligraphy cardigan. So I'm hoping I'm not chasing you down a rabbit hole with this one, but I fell in love with the sweater. So I intend to figure out how to get the pattern. They say it's an e-pamphlet or book or something, which includes 4 patterns. And I'm thinking, well, maybe that's not a bad idea because I do like that pattern. So I will keep you posted on that. Oh, that pink, Kathy. Yes, isn't that pink? It's fabulous without being, yeah, that's really pretty. So, okay, so now I have some Sweet Georgia, so I'm making a switch here. This is nice. This is 100% superwash merino, very soft. In fact, when I grabbed it, I thought it might have had some nylon in it, but it does not. This yardage is 256, so a little bit more. This color would be fabulous in that pattern. It would really make the pattern stand out. This is tumbled stone. That would be pretty. Of course, this is very similar to the yarn I have. This color is silver. I had to spend all that time trying to look for the name, and I could have described it that way. And then last but not least, actually it is last, this peachy grapefruit color. That's really pretty too. Nice for spring. So we had some rock and roll weather this weekend, and I think it hit a lot of the East Coast. We were in Nashville, and I think Saturday it rained all day long. Bad storms. But I mean, I was fine with me because I was inside the Yarn Fest in my happy place. And they did a great job. They had music and they had a lot of speakers, like information and stuff. And the other fun fact was that the SEC tournament was being played. So that was kind of fun for my husband too, to be watching basketball, even though the Auburn did not, they did fine, but they didn't make it to the final. And it was funny because it took us a second to realize that it was being played there. And we are basketball fans. I don't know how we missed that. But we saw Ole Miss buses and we were seeing all these bands. I'm like, hey, I think the SEC tournaments might be playing here. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. So we were seeing all these Auburn fans and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna like get into this. So I started, every time they walk by, I said, War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle, War Eagle. And my husband's like, what is it again? He was trying, I don't think he ever got it. So when you see an Auburn fan, you say War Eagle, they're supposed to say War Eagle back. So that's just the thing. So that was kind of fun. All right, so I showed you those. So let's talk about my projects. Yes, let's do that. All right, I spent quite a bit of time. So y'all that might be wondering about this Stromboli pattern, and if it's hard, I'm gonna tell you, I just got a whiff of my bombs because I was using it on here. I was doing this in the festival. What's happening? Oh, okay. I gotta get to the right point here. While there were speakers and such, and I was able to keep on pattern. And now I did have the pattern sitting next to me, but I didn't have to focus that much on it. So honestly, you can get in a groove with this pattern, Stromboli, And it's not as scary as one might think until you might undo your stitch holders and things come off. That's not good. So I finished the back, y'all. So this was a driving, and apparently I must have said y'all a lot when I was talking to these vendors, because they're like, should I say y'all? And I'm like, okay, so anyway. And it's funny because you might not know that I was born in upstate New York, but yes, I was in fact. So I have the back finished. Now I've picked up the front, and I've just really just picked it up, and maybe I did a row or two. So I can't remember how many inches it says to go before I will start working on the neckline. So this is a fun one. I can see myself picking this up tonight and just really trying to get some. And now that you're going back and forth, it becomes even easier, because on the purl side, you're just doing the stitch you see. So that's even another advantage. You don't need to look at the pattern for that row. So it goes pretty fast. So this is Stromboli, and I am determined to get this one done sooner rather than later. Can't wait to block it and see what happens to that lace. I saw somebody wearing this there at the Yarn Fest, so that was kind of inspiring too. And again, I'm always so, I don't know why, so surprised at the number of Ranunculuses I see. And it's so fun to see what people did with them, the weight yarns, and just really had some fun with that. So anyway, so let me stay focused here. That's my Stromboli. I feel like I'm missing something. No, I got it. I also, do I have it? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Have decided this weekend that I was going to do my gauge swatch. Sorry, I'm looking at my little, yes, here it is. For my Miserino, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Miserina. Oh, hold on. Sorry, y'all probably familiar with it. Cadence has made this. So here it is, Miserina. This is a Caitlin Hunter. The Stromboli is also a Caitlin Hunter. So I have chosen to do this. I was actually waiting for Foxy Lady to come in from, what am I trying to say here? Farmer's Daughter. Yeah. So, Farmer's Daughter, Foxy Lady. So this is my, I stopped because I realized I was messing up my color work. So I probably need to redo the color work or just start again. So I wasn't sure. Again, this is just my little gauge swatch. They tell you to do it in the whatever you're going to do the body. There's two choices in the body. I can't remember. One of them is a yarn over situation. I should know this, right? And the other one, oh, the other one is dots, I want to say. But yeah, okay, so one of them they call pearl dots, and then the other choice is to do eyelets. Of course, you could always just choose just to knit it. Excuse me. I am doing the eyelets version. I saw Alicia, and of course, I think Cadence also did it in the eyelet. So anyway, so this is the eyelet pattern, and then I'm going to try out my this is really, I need to redo the pattern, because Foxy Lady to me is it's a thinner fingering weight yarn, and I wouldn't call it lace, but just on the thinner side. So I want to make sure that I get a good gauge, make sure that my sweater fits me all right. So I need to maybe finish that. Maybe I'll do that tonight too. Finish that just so I can know what needle I need to use. But this is hilarious. This is what I packed to figure out my gauge. Because then I thought I might, that's ridiculous. I got like a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, I think, because if I was able to finish my gauge swatch, I was actually going to do the neck, so I had those sizes. Anyhow, yeah, so that's, you like my bag? This is the new, oh my goodness, Delicate bag. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, so this is Miserina. So stay tuned on that one. Working on the gauge swatch for that. And you know, gauge swatch, it's always just a good way to play with your yarns a little bit. And even if I decide, yeah, this is good enough, and I'm okay with the needle size, it just lets you give an idea of what your end product will look like, right? What the result will be if my gauge is loose, even if I choose to stay with it, and just so you can kind of know. Sorry, I got a dry throat. And also maybe make some decisions, right, on that too. So anyhow, so that's that one. I did make an official decision, y'all, official, that the center point popover is hibernating for right now. Not one I want to pull out. It's getting warmer here. I understand that's not quite spring. I think it's the 23rd, but not one that I want to pull out. I do know that I have 2 more that I have been in hibernating that I need to pull back out again too. So this weekend, it's the first in 4 weekends that I'm not traveling, so I'm looking forward to getting myself situated and organized in that fashion. All right, so let's talk about this one. So I did work on the swirl a little bit. Swirl, let's see if I can show you that one. Not to get myself too confused here with my patterns. I know I've shown it to you before. I say. Here it is. Let's just pull her out. All right, so this is Swirl. Essayer. It's a fingering, I say, maybe even a light fingering. So even though it's long sleeve, I do think that I would wear it now. I did have some interesting things going on with my gauge swatch. So I don't know if you can tell down here. So it is bottom up. They have that stripe. There's a 3 repeat for the stripe, and let me take mine out. That might help you see what I'm talking about. In the ribbing, so you do some striping in the ribbing. So down here, and you see my gauge is a little bit bigger than theirs. So I just did 2 because by the time I did my 2 repeats here, I had the length that they wanted. So it was 2 inches and a quarter. So I stopped. I just made the decision to stop. So I'm hoping, I tend to, no matter how little I go down on a needle, my gauge tends to just stop at a certain point. So I'm hoping now that I'm in the body needle, which is a 2.5, it might get a little better, more on target. I did do a gauge swatch. It had been a while, and I had notes, so I assumed that I was okay to go forward. But I'm going to keep an eye on it. Since it's bottom up, I have time to make some decisions. So I don't know if you can tell, right here is where I've started the body. So now I'm just doing stockinette. I'll get a little further and then probably check my gauge again and make some decisions, right? Since it's just a stripe, I can always decrease on the sides if I think it's going to be too big. So that's my fear. But it's all good. I'm going to go forward with it. I'm using, it's 2 yarns, Essayer yarns. It is, the white is Alpaca 1, and the little hairy stuff is Merlin. So yeah, we have some other colors on that too, which is kind of fun. So, all right. I thought I heard the door open. So it is spring break for my son. Oh, it's the back door. So he's home. It's so fun to have him around. And yeah. Okay. The Grid Gambit. This is for my mom, and Mom, you'll see this, and I'm really excited about it. I got into a groove in the car. Yes, my husband did drive quite a bit, so I did get some knitting done in the car. Oh, look, you can see it in there. Okay, you can really see the pattern this way. Very fun pattern. So yeah, so this is going to be a cowl, a seam cowl. I'm using Manos. I have, this actually is not the blue Manos, but I have more of it if I need it. So it's 1 skein of each, the self-striping. This is the Marla, and then what I would say is the blue, there is a blue very similar to this by Manos, and it is Sammy. So those would work great, but a lot of fun color combinations you could do with this, and just really fun to watch this develop. So anyway, I'm on the 2nd chart, so that feels good. The first chart was the bottom. Now I'm kind of going, I think, this way, so maybe. And so I'm on a 2nd chart. So yeah, so stay tuned on that one. And so this one, yeah, this is, yeah. I worked quite a bit on this. I love this color work. I love doing it. And actually this one is really easy because your repeat's here, right? This is your repeat between these 2 markers. Hold it up. right here. Just so you know, this smells really good. And so it's easy to memorize the color repeat. So you need the chart in the beginning, but then as you're going around, you know, you don't need it until you start a new round. So it's really satisfying. The ladder back jacquard it's in the chart, so you don't have to think too much about it. So let me give you an idea of where I'm so happy looking at that in here, because right when you're looking at it down, it just doesn't quite seem the same. So it makes me very happy. We're starting the class this weekend, and I'm now curious, just as curious I'm sure as you are, to see where I am in this little chart. Oh, what did I do with that? Okay, I do have one more thing to show you. I've realized, luckily I have notes here because I would have figured it out. Here it is. Look. So I just have to go up here. I'm moving up the chart. So you can see the carries. You can still see the carries right here. This one. I mean, there's not that many. So I'm looking forward to the class and getting people's feedback on this. Because, you know, I've done the ladder back jacquard. But a lot of those people haven't. No, this, yeah. And I think because she has it on the chart, it makes it so much easier. Yeah, so fun. This is the one Cadence, you know, she steeked it. So I'm not steeking mine. I'm just doing the pullover. This is what I'm predicting, just so you guys know. I'm predicting I will get done with the chart, separate the sleeves, and then I might have to put this on hibernation mode. Just because I know I won't wear it this season. And I'll probably pick it up late summer so I can wear it in the fall. But it is so fun. So I'll finish the color work is my thought. And probably separate the sleeves. Because at the end of this chart, I will separate. I think that's where the separation is. But I will measure to make sure it's deep enough. The yoke is deep enough. So yeah, so that's where I am with that. This is the Barberry pullover. But it also has the steeking cardigan option. So one last thing that I did almost forget. Well, before I get into this, I did also, oh my goodness, pick up the the Ranunculus for my friend. And I had Madeline try it on, and I realized one sleeve was slightly longer than the other. So I fixed the one sleeve. So now they're both the same length. And I have undone the bottom. I'm going to add maybe a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, just to the ribbing. To make it a little bit longer. It did block out lovely, and I might block the bottom out again just so it can relax. And then off in the mail. My plan is to get that off in the mail this week. Now my friend does live in Pennsylvania, so they may have a little longer, I mean, they do have a longer winter, so she might still be able to get some use out of it. All right, so this is the potato vodka, right? So it's just so interesting to me to see. Now, Cadence obviously is further along than I am, but just so you could see the contrast difference. Neither one is right or wrong. I mean, neither one is wrong. It just is your preference. But see, here's her. I think they call this the background color, which is, to me, is really the main color, because that's the most of your yarn. And then this is mine. So mine's much more subtle. And I'm okay with that. Yes, it smells very good. And in the beginning, it was hard for me to see the pattern probably as clearly as hers, right? Just because it's a little more subtle. But I really like the stripe color I'm using. And I'm happy with it, how mine's coming out. But I thought I'd show you just to see how different it was. You could obviously use a lighter color if you wanted more contrast with this. But we have, and again, this is Marla. M-A-R-L-A, and this is Sammy. These are both Manos yarns, DK weight. So check it out. You know, you can have a lot of fun. And if you're out there, you're like, well, this is overwhelming. We are happy to send you pictures as well. Like if you wanted to see two right next to each other, just text us or call us, email us, and we're happy to do that. Or if you say, I really like, you know, greens, can you put together some combinations? We are more than happy to do that. And the interesting thing, this is all, so when you're on the right side of this pattern, whoopsie, you are purling, and when you're on the wrong side, you're knitting, and it creates this little ribbed pattern here. And then you're doing slip stitches also. So it's just really interesting. I am using, I think we call it a cable lock, which helps me not to, see I have a long cable on here. Ooh. So it just helps me skirt along. So, you know, when I'm on one side. Or you could just use a shorter cable, I guess, too. But this way I'm able to try it on and not move him to another needle or whatever. So I think that is all I have for you all today. So again, potato vodka. And this is Cadence's, let me get the right side, potato vodka. Lovely. She is much, much further along than I am, but apparently I've got some casting issues going on. I want to cast on everything right now. But yes, please let us know if we can help you. Check us out on our website, fuzzygoatyarns.com. You can search for the pattern. You can search for our lovely little bombs or our little toolboxes. And yeah, let us know how we can help you. I look forward to catching up with you all. Names of colors. Oh, on the Manos. The gear. Okay, yes, I will tell you that. That's a great question. Glad I saw it. So mine, which is the more muted gray, let's call it the gray. The Sammy colorway is Kohl, K-O-H-L, Kohl, that's the solid. And then the stripe, which I just so love this. The stripe is Licorice, L-I-Q-U-O-R-I-C, Licorice. So that's mine. And I'm gonna have to move this to a bigger bag. I'm feeling bigger bag. What I'm trying, my cardigan, I'm trying to get to the 6-inch point. They really want you to start with your, not your sleeves, pockets first, but I really just wanted to get into the pattern. So I haven't done my pockets yet. So when I get to 6 inches, I'm gonna have to stop and do my pockets, which shouldn't take very long. And then I can go some more. So, and so far, well, I haven't gotten anywhere, but I haven't added any length to mine yet. I'm okay. When I looked at the schematic, I was okay with the length of it. I think it's going to be okay. So let me see if I can figure out what Cadence colors are, if she has them in here. Don't think she does. No, she doesn't. Let's see if she's got in the pocket. Oh, no. I always like to have mine around here somewhere. I bet she has them somewhere special. Anyway, I can show you these, but I don't know the names of the colors. But there you go. So this is her stripe one, and this is her solid. I'm pretty sure this is Drift. Her solid is called Drift. Just not sure about this one. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a great week. Have a great week. I look forward to catching up with you, and hopefully you will let us know how we can help you. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Bye.